episode I'm doing, and it'll be on medieval engineers. Now, a little bit of background real quick. I have been gaming for over 20 years or so, pretty much my whole life, and I have alphaed over 100 games, this one included, because it is an early alpha game, and I have noticed over the years that I might not always be submitting bugs, but a majority of the people who do submit bugs submit them in a very horrific way. For example, on the Medieval Engineers website, on the forum that says how to report a bug, they require you, not require, but they really suggest that you give a log and an accurate reiteration on how to reproduce said bug. A lot of the posts I have read through on the first 2 pages, which are mostly pertaining to things that have happened recently, are mostly I cannot do blah. Things are disappearing, and they have 0 logs or any evidence of such. So this will be a beginning of the web series for medieval engineers and hopefully other games in the future about bugs that are visually happening, and I will also be submitting the log as well as a list of things that have occurred in addition to the video. So hopefully we can actually nail some of these bugs down for this game and many other games in the future. Now, I'm currently using 2.037, which was updated just a few days ago, 3 days ago to be exact. Today is the 9th. So a little bit more. I've played this for about 100 hours or so now. I'm not an expert by any means, but I know how to build things. I majority use wood, as you see in the background right there. I don't build many stone. I have actually never built anything stone related. So the only bugs that I'm aware of personally are the ones that have to do with wood and cutting trees, etc. As well as minor other nuances. So I'm going to be focusing on some easy to reproduce bugs that I have found myself, in addition to having others reported. As another major note, I only do online survival. So for example, I will join world right now, and I only do survival. So this is online. I know that certain servers can do certain things, but these, hopefully I will prove, happen over the course of several servers. So you're going to probably have to bear with me as I server hop a few times to make sure I can actually reproduce. But these happen consistently. I don't do creative at all, so I have no idea if it works in creative. But survival, I think, is the majority of what people play on anyway, as I can probably see for the however many, and that's just the compatible ones. You don't even want to know how many. 5, 6 compared to all of those. So I could easily say lots of people like playing survival more, so I'm focusing on survival bugs and creative bugs. Apart from that, the first bug I do want to address is the join world screen. This is, I wouldn't say it's game changing or anything, it's just a minor nuance that everyone has to deal with. Or it could just be me, I don't know. This one I don't know for sure if anyone else has to deal with, because I don't talk with people that often. But for example, I have 2 games on my favorites. I have NA Dark Ages at War and NA Dark Ages at Peace. Anyway, so currently I have 0 players at war and 1 player at peace. Now that's no problem on my favorites. Now I go over to the servers, if it'll load. Come on, there we go. At war I have 0 as well, but at peace I have 0, which is a bit strange because they should be accurately describing both. So I'm going to refresh this one just a few times to make sure we are completely accurate. So peace and war are both 0. Now on this one I'm going to refresh a few times just to make sure we are accurate. And I'm at 0 and 1. So the players are displaying wrong in either the favorites or the servers. The other thing that's also displaying wrong, if you haven't noticed already, Dark Ages at War is at 142 ping. Dark Ages at War is 204 ping, 221 on peace, and 94 at peace, and 82. So I'm a little confused as to what exactly is completely accurate. I mean, these ones constantly fluctuate really high and really low. These ones are relatively the same. I don't see them spiking over 100 very often. That one's 222 now, and that one's 239. I don't know. Pings are always up and down. So the pings possibly could be displaying wrong as well. 6.7, holy crap. Alright, I've never even seen that high before. Anyway, so the join world is inaccurately displaying. Does it also do it in history? So history is displaying the same as favorites for the players. So I don't know if it's just the main server list that's glitching, or if it's these two that are glitching. More often than not, I like to think that the favorites is more accurate. Sometimes people log off and just they log on, so it's really hard to nail it down exactly if it is accurate or not, but I would like to think the favorites are more accurate. Anyway, currently these are... I've always played on Peace, and they just started a new server called Dark Ages at War. I did want to try that one out, and I know that more than likely I can reproduce some bugs there. So I'm going to start at War, and then move on to a few other servers I have not yet touched at all, and hopefully we can reproduce some bugs on those as well. So let's get started at War. So this will be an adventure. Hopefully we actually do catch the bugs, because at the moment you always try to find the bugs or reproduce the bugs. They are always hard to reproduce, so hopefully if I capture everything and don't stop recording, we will find them all, and everyone can see a step-by-step process visually on what I did, besides saying, go to point A and do point B, and try to reproduce it that way. To me, that's always inaccurate on how to do things. So I did just run around and make a bed real quick. Chopped down some trees, had some fun. And I did manage to reproduce one of the bugs that I wanted. I'll pull out my axe real quick. Find all the trees. So the first, I don't want to say it's a bug, but annoying thing is that you have this small winter green trees. Now they're no biggie. You chop them down. Just got to be careful because they do kind of flash in and out or spin, and sometimes they don't fall in the direction that you chop them down in. So that actually was a decently good one. That one just faded in momentarily. Aha, these are the buggers that I want to talk about. These are the killer trees. Typically when you hack them down, they chop in half right about in the middle and fly off in opposite directions. Here, I'll show you. Hopefully I do not die. One hack, two hack. Ooh. So one's stuck in the ground. Oh, there it goes. And she's out of the park. It's a twirly. Okay. Ooh. And the lighting. Huh. I'm going to talk about that later. But yeah, then, I mean, I know it's reasonable to not move the big trees, but I find it quite silly to not be able to move the small trees. It's not in the ground, because if I right-click the manipulation tool, I can easily move it around, but I find that the small trees are kind of ridiculous and I can't move it. If I can pull carts, I should be able to move that. So again, I'll do this once more. It is a small tree, about as high as the player, just slightly taller than the player. It is the smallest tree that I'm aware of, besides the newborns, which I'm not going to count. Hack this one twice. Again, flies off one direction. Sometimes they both fly off, sometimes they just kind of fall in place and kind of fall normally, but it always breaks in half. Straight down the middle. I'll do it once more again. Let's see. Improve it. Hoo-yah. Hoo-yah. So that one is a relatively normal one, but as you can see, it still did not look very pretty. So, I believe that is a bug. I do not think that a tree should normally do that, because, for example, if I chop down one of these trees, run under that. I'll just whack this one real quick. Come on. Always takes it. That's how a normal tree should fall. And it doesn't do that. It flies off in opposite directions. So that is the first bug that I can reproduce on this server. Now, I don't know if it's still doing it, because I was trying to make a quick cart. Okay, I'll try to make another cart and see if I can reproduce it. So, build up real quick. 9, 10, centered. I know my design's already horrible, but it's on purpose because that's how I got the first bug, so I'm going to do one right there. One right there, can build on this one, so. Okay, yeah, I did fix the bug. yeah, a lot of the bugs can be fixed if you relog, but the problem is they shouldn't be occurring in the first place. So that's why I'm trying to go through all of these and get it done. Let's put 9, 9. No lag, no problem. Okay, as you can see, it is still above the ground. I can fit something underneath it, so it is not touching, connecting to the ground whatsoever. Now, the moment I do this, unless it's not going to do it this time. Okay, so I'm just going to do this on purpose, that way hopefully I can reproduce it. So now, what happened last time was because it was uneven ground and I built all of these at the same height, this one was just slightly in contact with the ground. I mean, this one's a bit deeper than it was before, but just to get the idea. Hopefully we will reproduce it. If not, then I'm just blabbering on and you see nothing. So now I have put some wheels on. Do I have any rounds near me? I hope I do. Okay, that should be good. I only had those 2 wheels on first. Okay, and then I'm like, okay, I want to get this thing moving so I can put the other wheels on, because I don't want them digging into the ground. No problemo. Whack. Come on. Okay, and I'm like, huh. Oh, it's probably stuck in the ground because of this one. So I removed said block. Do 10 and so now it should be able to move. No problem. Aha! It did reproduce. So you see it right there, but I'm completely walking in place as if there was an invisible barrier. It's the same exact outline as the cart. It's roughly this square area. It's only for this beginning part, and there's a little ridge for the wheel right there, and then I have to walk around with the wheel. And now I'm in between the wheels. And now when I walk up to this, I can phase through it. So I have no idea what it is. So that's no big deal. I personally don't mind that. Invisible walls I can deal with. Walking through objects I can deal with, like a ghost. The main thing I cannot deal with is I cannot build on this thing except for on the wheels. I'll get a small piece. So I got my single block. I can't. Do I have? Yeah, I do have the resources, so I can build on it. No problem. But the other main thing is, for example, I can also build on the rotary part. But I cannot build on anything else. Everything else is like a ghost, like walking through it. So that's a problem. I want to be able to build on the things that I want to do. So hopefully you have watched this bug in action and know when it's actually occurring. Lately, since 0.37, I only played during 0.36 and 0.37, so I mean I can't say for things that happened in the past, and I've only played a brief time. But since 0.37 came out, there was a mini patch during the day that really wasn't discussed on exactly what it did. Ever since that miniature patch, little things like this have been happening. Previously I made a cart pretty much the same exact way, but it did not touch the ground, and when I removed the support, it stuck into the ground when it landed. So I'll try to reproduce that one in a later video. At the moment, I think this is sufficient enough for carts. So yeah, I did carts, I did trees. What else do I have on my list? Aha, the animation glitch. Okay, now this is simply probably just tweaking the animation. This is probably simply tweaking the animation, which is no big deal. It could possibly be server-side lag. I highly doubt that though, because it's easily reproducible, is the thing. So, so I have this high block up here, right? And I want to be able to destroy it. So, I would normally right-click and do no problem. And I'm gonna bear up again. And you just kind of briefly saw one of the building glitches where I'm left-clicking and I did the repair animation and still did damage. That's one of the things, but I'll try to reproduce that one more efficiently later. I don't know quite how to get that one all the time, but you could probably replay it over if you really wanted to find out. Now, it this only happens if you hold right click, so a few of the glitches for holding right click is if you right click and you hold it continuously trying to do like block, 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 it will stop like probably midway or at another set of blocks. So if I have 10 blocks, it might stop it on the third or fourth one because the animation isn't going off even though I'm physically hitting the thing. So the animation's going off, but the reaction timer, as in like me actually doing damage to said thing, does not go off. That's one of them, and I'll try to reproduce that one again. But the first one that I want to do is I can swing. You see the swing animation. But if you aim high enough for a thing like, you know, something high or something far enough away, and you quickly look away so the block comes up. Just try again. Oh, come on. It was so much easier to reproduce earlier. Like the first video I was doing to test out all the equipment. Oh, I just did it. God damn it. It's so hard to tell because, again, the lag on the damage. So when I hit again, and then it procs the first hit, so it's like a hit behind in the animation. It's really weird. So what it did was I aimed away, it blocked, and then you have to aim down quick again, and it should continue to do damage. Is the thing. Oh, there's that one. So I'm not actually hitting anything, even though the animation is going on. Well, I usually got that one done. No, I don't have to worry about that one. Aha, there. See, the damage slightly went down, even though now it's still going down, even as I have the block animation. Now, I don't know if I can accurately block because I have not combated right after or during my building. That would be very inefficient of me to do so. But if as I'm blocking and I'm destroying things, and if I can actually block while doing that, that would probably be very problematic and very buggy. So again, that is another bug hopefully you guys can figure out. So animation bugs are kind of a biggie. Not really. They're just mostly the bugs I encounter daily because, you know, I'm sitting here doing lots of wood work, and I made a giant walkway up a mountain out of just timbers. So I mean, I've had to, you know, outs things with a lot of hammer right clicking and stuff. So this is how I've encountered these bugs and how to reproduce them. Another bug that I can do right now is I better eat something real quick. I don't want to die when I'm trying to do bugs. That would be quite silly. Let's grab some food real quick. Okay. We are good. Now again, I think this is just an animation glitch, or it could be a view glitch. I don't know. Okay, I got a little bit of cereal in there, no problem. So, I did this wrong, but whatever, I'll make this one. Hold on. I should have done it with ones. Okay, I'll just do it from this direction. Okay, so, normally when I want to hit a block, say right here on my rectile is, I would just aim at it, hit it, and it should be destroyed. So, oh gosh. Well, here, I'll go through this one. The lighting glitch. So, for example, I gotta get my torch out real quick. I'm so bad. Because I never need the torch, is the thing. That's to me is part of the glitch. So, as you see, it's already, woohoo, I can see light. And yeah, just walking around the torch gets a bit, if you can fix that, that'd be cool. But the moment I take the torch out, you know, it's pitch black, no problem. And then everything gradually lightens up. I don't know why, no extra light was added. It's still moony out. And if I look up and see bright, and then immediately go down to see dark, and then it eventually lightens up, so that's why I never need a torch, because typically I'm just looking at the ground working on stuff. Yeah, I can see those logs now. That's no problem. To me anyway. Other people might find that problematic, so if you have a whole bunch of torches around, I mean, that basically just makes everything darker on purpose for you, so why have torches to begin with? So, torches are nice, but they make everything darker. That's the trade-off. So, if you could possibly, you know, fix how torches interact with the environment as in how you see it, they should only be lighting up, adding light, not subtracting light. I don't know. It's better to show when it's starting to get daytime. I'll pull up my torch when it does that. But anyway, come on, let me have my hammer. Come on, server lag, you can do it. Okay, so normally if I want to hit this block right here in front of me, I would normally swing my hammer, right? Swing, swing. Okay, it's not doing any damage. This is kind of strange, and then I'm aiming right at it. Okay, so it destroyed that block. That's kind of weird. Okay, let me try this again. Oh, okay, now it's proccing. Now I'm aiming at the center of it. It's still not proccing, so I have to actually aim above whatever I want to aim on the ground to actually hit it. And I've had to go through like 500 timber just doing it this way, trying to accurately hit it. So if I want to hit this middle one, I don't have to hit it in the middle, because it damages the bottom one, even because you can't aim straight down. And you know, I'm fine with not aiming straight down, but I mean, if my rectile is aiming right there at the center of that one, I should be hitting that one. But I destroy, unless it's at a far enough angle. So if it's at a far enough angle and you're like hitting the corner of it, then you can actually be able to destroy the one you want. So you always have to aim above it. It's not so bad with, you know, vertically standing things, just horizontally on the ground, or rather if you're working downward, this is typically what happens. As you saw right there, I was going through the animation sequence of actually hitting the thing, but it actually didn't do any damage until I unclicked and re-clicked. So that's another one of the animation bugs. I hate branches. They always get in the way, they always stick out weirdly. And typically whenever I mess around with them, ow, see, they hurt me. I don't like them, they don't like me. Typically when I mess around with them, I actually get a CTD. And I really don't want to do that right now because I'm trying to experience other bugs and give you information about those. So I'm going to continue on my way, but I have branches around just in case. I think that is enough bugs for now, though, and we will go to another server and hopefully find those same exact trees. I did try to do this experiment earlier to make sure all my equipment was working properly. Of course, I found like 3 servers with not those trees, so I don't know if they're like a custom thing or something. But as you saw, this server does not have any mods, so this is default in the game, standard pack. Nothing special. Let's go die. Deadly trees. Very deadly trees. Okay, off I go. Now we shall hopefully find another server, and sadly you have to be on this journey with me, because again, we were trying to reproduce every single thing in this game as accurately as possible. It's a creative server. We're looking for survival. I want something with decent pay. How about this server? Russian, I know I'm not Russian, but we're looking for a tree, and that is all we're trying to do. 9 megabytes, how dare you. So anyway, so far I have, you know, those are just like little minor bugs that, I mean, they aren't game breaking, they aren't changing, but again, they are bugs. Hopefully we can get this fixed. I will be posting the log up with the video as well, in the video description, as well as a post on the forum. So hopefully everyone reads it and things get done from it. I hope I did everything as accurately as possible. All of those bugs I had just gone through, apart from the cart one, because that was one I actually just found out while attempting to, you know, investigate servers and see which ones have it. That one I immediately hopped on. That was the first one, or second one that actually had the small trees. That was a new bug that I encountered. So I have no idea about the cart bug for anyone else. But again, that didn't happen in 3.6 or 36, and now we're in 37, update 37. So I have no idea. All the other bugs for sure, though, the animation bugs, the delay bugs. I mean, delay and the animation, me hitting something again and then it proccing the first damage might be a server side thing. I have no idea. But I mean, if I can reproduce it on several servers, then I think it's not quite so much as a server thing as a game, or maybe the online service part of it. And the server's taking forever to load. But I'm already 30% away. I'm not gonna give up now. Too far. We've gone too far. Let us see. So I want to touch more on the delay, because I know it sounds like, oh, it could totally be just server side lag. I want to go in more depth because you only saw briefly what I've done so far, because I was already pretty much killing things by the time I could reproduce it. So I will hit with the first swing of the hammer. It does no damage, and in mid animation to the second swing, it will proc the first damage, and it will continue to do that until the item is destroyed. So I hit it, it is at 10% damage, and I can walk away, and then the item will be destroyed. So it's like a complete delay in the animation timing. And that's only if you hold right click. A lot of these are only if you hold right click, which is the default button for deconstructing. So I could totally be just linked to having to hold button, but I know a lot of people like holding buttons, so typically how I have to get around it is just multiply clicking every single click, 7 times for one block across 600 blocks. So, I mean, that gets tiring after a bit, and we all slip into the holding right click. So if people are holding right click and experience these bugs, then that gets a little hectic and a little painful. So that's why I'm going through these. Again, these are all ones that can be reproduced and have been told by me that they are reproduced. Told to me, not I can speak sentences. Let me try this again. These are what other people on servers I have played told me that they also have to do. So, gosh dang, I'm only at 46. Okay, you know what? We're doing another set. Wait, we are doing another server. Okay, game mode. Survival of the fittest. That has mods. I don't want mods. Carpe diem. Seize the day. 313 kilobytes? No, that's probably just gonna have like open plain or many forests. That's what I had to go through earlier. That one had only an open field on a hill. No trees. How are you supposed to survive with no trees? Revs? I think I've played on this one in the past, but I never actually did anything with it. Horrible ping. Gosh dang, 9 megabytes. Why is it always 9 megabytes? I should have just stuck with it. You know what? Nothing's going to be able to reproduce from here, so I'm just going to stop the recording for right now, and I'll pick up right as soon as we are just about to